Women Who Change the World. Reading and podcast for intermediate learners of English by Mentorka Mirka. For centuries, women have made their way into history books as queens and princesses. While these women were powerful figures in their day, many of them also worked behind the scenes to advance science and literature. Here are some of the most powerful women who changed history. The story of Queen Elizabeth I of England goes back to the 16th century, but she remains a powerful symbol for women today. Elizabeth I was the daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, who came to the throne at an early age. At first, she was placed under the care of a council that wanted her to marry someone they chose for her. But when she came into power in 1558, Elizabeth did not immediately marry or name an heir. Instead, she ruled as queen in her own right, until her death, in 1603, at age 69, which was quite old back then. She was famous for being a great patron of arts and literature during this time period, and she cultivated an image as someone with considerable knowledge herself. J.K. Rowling is the author of the Harry Potter books, which have sold more than 400 million copies worldwide. She is also the first billionaire author, having donated millions to charity and established multiple philanthropic organizations. As a feminist icon and champion of women's rights, J.K. Rowling has done much to break down barriers that prevent women from succeeding in their careers and reaching their full potential. Charlotte Bronte wrote her masterpiece Jane Eyre when she was barely 30 years old. It's still considered one of the best English novels ever written. The book was published in 1847 and tells the story of a governess who falls in love with her employer, a brooding man who's been hurt by other people in the past. It's clear from reading this book that Charlotte had experienced some difficulties herself, the nature of which remain unclear, and that she poured those emotions into her writing. But what makes Jane Eyre so special is that even though it was written over 150 years ago, it remains relevant today. People are still reading it, because they want to know more about what life was like back then. What language you speak determines a lot of your perspective. What people you meet in life, what opportunities become available to you, and how you view the world. So, learning English as a foreign language also means changing the way you see things and experiencing the world from a different perspective. Plus, communicating with people all around the world is much easier when you can speak their language. Women who know the language of Shakespeare conquer the world. If you do not know the language, you are lagging behind. So, there you have it, the stories of some amazing women who changed history. These are just a few examples, but they show how powerful women can be when they believe in themselves and their ideas. I hope that by sharing these stories with you, I'll inspire you to follow in their footsteps.